Guys, what's the tea? What's the tea? Talking shit? What? So, I just want to say something. Talking shit is never really just about gossip. Seriously, it's about projection. It is about ego. It's about pain. Looking for a freaking microphone. And baby, the internet handed everybody a microphone and zero spiritual training on how to use it. Let's go there. So, what happened to me the other day? Yeah, I got stuck in a storage unit. I really did. A storage unit. And honestly, it was frustrating as hell. And very triggering for me personally. I'll be honest. But I decided to put the story out there anyway because I feel like I need to warn other people. I want people to be aware. Maybe somebody else is overwhelmed, distracted, exhausted, stressed, emotional, going through menopause maybe, trying to juggle life, bills, kids, work, relationships, depression, anxiety, all of it. And maybe they would have made the same exact mistake as I did. So I've had this unit for over a year. And it's very easy to sign a contract and not remember every single sentence a year later. Not to mention the sign on the gate. It was written so tiny, the font. Like, we're all out here carrying magnifying glasses from the Dollar Tree. And when I got there, the gate was already open. So I didn't even see the sign in the first place. Now listen, I can make a million valid excuses for why I got stuck in there. But at the end of the day, I can still own my own mistake. That's called accountability. I'm not sitting here acting like I'm above consequences. That's not the point. The point is what happened after. Because all of a sudden, here comes the internet scholars. People coming out of nowhere, not to help, not to relate, not to say, hey, that sucks, and to offer kindness, not even a laugh with me a little bit. No, they came out with their freaking egos. And suddenly, not all of you, but some. And suddenly it turned into a, let me prove why I'm smarter than you. Let me prove why I never make a mistake. Let me perform superiority in front of a bunch of freaking strangers so I can feel morally and intellectually elevated for 5 minutes. Yeah. That's what so much online behavior has become. Performance. Not wisdom, not compassion, performance. And honestly, some people, they act like they've never forgotten a payment, never missed an appointment, never misunderstood instructions, never skimmed paperwork, never been overwhelmed, never been broke, never been mentally exhausted, never made a human mistake in their lives. Freaking stop. Stop it. Some of y'all are one missed autopay away from a whole personality collapse. But suddenly, online, you become professor. professor responsibility with a PhD in perfect decisions. And that's the deeper tea here. A lot of people who constantly talk shit, they're just deeply uncomfortable with themselves. That doesn't automatically make them evil. Sometimes they're wounded. Sometimes they're freaking bitter. And sometimes life humbled them, and instead of healing, they hardened. Sometimes they feel powerless in their real lives. So they go online, or maybe at a workplace, searching for moments where they can finally feel above somebody else. Because criticizing another person, it gives them a temporary control, a temporary superiority, a temporary relief from whatever they're avoiding inside themselves. And I hate to say it, but the internet, it rewards that behavior. The nastier the comment, the more likes, the more attention, the more dogpiling, the more validation. And right now, with the energy in the sky, what's going on? Whew, people are emotionally overstimulated and spiritually underregulated. The astrology tonight is very watch your mouth energy. People are projecting hard. Everybody wants the final word. Everybody wants to sound smarter. Everybody wants to expose somebody, drag somebody, humble somebody. Mercury and Pluto are basically fighting in the freaking sky right now. And baby, that is weaponized communication energy. People are speaking from wounded ego, hidden insecurities, bottled up rage, jealousy, shame, and frustration. The mouth, it starts revealing what the soul hasn't healed. And social media, it becomes a battlefield where everybody's trying to win instead of really understand. That's why I stopped talking politics the way I used to. And listen, I still stand strong on things I believe in, absolutely. But I also believe people have a right to their own opinions, their faith, their experiences, their own perspectives. Nobody is perfect. Nobody. And somewhere along the line, people stopped discussing things and started dehumanizing each other. Where did that come from? That's the dangerous part. Because wisdom is not cruelty. Intelligence is not humiliation. Being brutally honest, it does not give people permission to just be brutal. There's a difference. You can hold people accountable without publicly trying to destroy them. You can disagree with people without stripping away their humanity. And you can correct someone without acting like God himself appointed you manager of the universe. And honestly, I think a lot of people are exhausted by this energy. Exhausted by trolling. Exhausted by cruelty. Exhausted by everybody trying to sound morally superior all the time. Because the truth is, every single one of us has messed up. Every single one of us has overlooked something. And every single one of us has had moments where stress, hormones, exhaustion, grief, anxiety, trauma, or life itself affects our judgment. That's not weakness, that's human. And maybe the real flex in 2026 is keeping your humanity in a world addicted to mockery.